Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom Kunchu from Shanghai, back for another Eurovision reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to Alvan and Ahez. They're representing France in Eurovision 2022. I'm going to listen, react and analyse how this could do in the Eurovision final. So, let's kiki. As always, you can use the progress bar if you want to skip to a particular part. There's also timestamps in the description. I'm a massive fan of France in the competition. They are 9th in my personal rankings, including 2nd in 2014 with Twin Twin, Moustache. I love that song. I was so sad that came second last. I think they do a great job. C'est vous qui décidez has been a really great national final recently. I'm so glad that it finally had really good success last year, just kind of showing that if you do build a national final, sometimes you do have to wait a few years to get the fruition from it. But I was really pleased with that second place result, even though I massively wasn't into the song. I have to admit, I wasn't sure France could ever break the top 5 because they kept on sending really great stuff and they just weren't able to break through. I was thinking all this kind of like Brexit stuff where they have the UK. I was like, well, maybe do France have this like thing that people don't like them as well? But finally they broke through and they had an amazing second place. So that was really great for me as well. I was like, yep, definitely France can make the breakthrough. They can get the win. I would love France to win. Oh man, that would be so good if we'd Eurovision Paris. Eurovision Paris would be obscenely good. I really want that. I hope it happens eventually because they really say is great. They won Junior Eurovision. Actually, Barbara Pravi actually wrote that song with Igit. Their songs always tend to be pop, but they tend to be very different types of pop as well. Always look forward to their song every year. I already did a reaction to all the songs on C'est vous qui décidez. Here, actually, funnily enough, this was the very first song that I reacted to. I didn't realize I was reacting to the winner as my first song I listened to. Unfortunately, France 2 are extremely aggressive with their copyright. So actually the version that's been uploaded to the Eurovision site is the national final performance, but with the audio dubbed over. I basically had a choice between new audio or new visuals. So I've chosen the visuals with the old audio. From what I can remember of the performance, I actually thought the audio was pretty fine. But yeah, I'm going to be focusing mainly on the visuals today and seeing what kind of things they need to work on, what are they possibly going to do going into Turin, and what maybe do they need to change a little bit. The song is in Breton, which is a Celtic language. It's the first song in Breton that we've had since 1996, which is not the first competition I watched, but the first competition that I got obsessed with, although that song, I think it came 21st or so in 1996. It was pretty weak. It was a little bit lullaby-esque, a little bit boring. This song is much more exciting. Of course, France is part of the Big Five, so I'm not going to talk about any qualification odds. They're going straight into the final. They definitely need to make a big impact immediately because they are only going to be heard one time. So that's always a big consideration for the Big Five. Okay, this is Fulenn, Wanna Know My Secret Bank. I did actually watch C'est vous qui décidez because I really like it. Great start. Really reminds me of, is it Ukraine in 2004? Wild dances. Beautiful starting with the four of them in very like symmetrical shapes. Really great intensity. It's very instant, which is really important for the Big Five songs. Really different feel. It's got that ethnic Celtic feel. Love the fires. Makes me think of Boudica. Yeah, you can definitely hear this as the studio version audio. I think the audio in the actual performance was pretty good though. Yeah, they've got loads of stuff going on now. Love it. It's just really well organized. There's always something interesting to look at. The girls in the triangle, him going a little bit crazy, the girl in the background doing lots of hand stuff. Great intensity, none of them look nervous. I love the styling. It seems like it's got a slight military look, but it's also obviously got the Celtic look in it as well. Yep, the camera cuts are all great. Love the color palette. It's a little bit Irish actually. The green and the orange with the black. Yeah, and the floor, beautiful. There's so many ideas. I don't think there's too many ideas. I don't think it's busy. It's just interesting to look at. I just like how everything's like organized. They're all in these really nice lines and shapes, but it doesn't feel like over the top choreographed like some of the Melfest songs sometimes are. It's just well staged. It's well planned. Everyone's given great attitude. Look totally into it. It's just great. It's so different. There's really so little like this. In terms of language, it's offering something different. It's unexpected. It's so different to last year. And it shows off France's depth of variation. Yeah, this is really visually ready to go. Love the dancer now giving us a little bit extra at the front. Just fantastic. It's a shame we can't hear this now with the real audio. But look, yeah, God, that's much better than I remember. That's such a put together performance, really. That's ready to go. That is absolutely and utterly copy paste, put it in to go. It's dynamic, it's interesting, it's got levels like literally and metaphorically. I like that they actually do have this double tier, that they're all moving around. It feels interesting for the whole thing. There are some like more instrumental bits where no one's singing, but they really don't make it feel like you're waiting or that it's sparse. They fill in those gaps really effectively. They've all got great intensity. Like Alvan is really into it. He doesn't look awkward. It could come across awkward, but I really believe it when he's getting into it. The girls always all look really synchronized, and I love all the different like triangular shapes that they're making when they're moving. It's got this like druidic spell, like in Stonehenge, like they're doing some sort of healing ritual together, and it's just moving together in these kind of like slightly religious shapes. I just love all the different interesting elements of it. I think a lot of people are going to really remember this because there's so many interesting things to look at. The song itself, it's probably going to be a little bit divisive, and I think some people are going to listen and just hear kind of maybe a cacophony of noise. But then there's a lot of people who at that start, I can't remember what that start reminds me of. I'm going to see if it's Wild Dances. That beckoning call at the start is a lovely way to just snap people immediately. You're like, whoa, you're getting something different. What? Listen up. No, it's not. So it's not Wild Dances. That started with a horn. The song I was actually thinking of was Inga and Anush Jan Jan from Armenia 2009. That starts with a similar beckoning. And that also had like a really, really cool ethnic flair. Obviously, it was more like a Caucasus flair. And I think that did pretty well. I think that was just in the top 10 or something like that in 2009. That's a great Armenian song. So yeah, it reminds me of that. It's very instant. I love all the druidic color schemes they've gone for, because they've kind of gone for this neon, which makes it feel a bit more modern. Actually, maybe it's probably like maybe a little bit too neon, and maybe there's something that looks a little bit more old or Neolithic or something. Maybe the bright greens are probably, maybe they could go for something looking a little bit more natural. I love the dancer. I think she does a great job. She's got really cool like type of dancing that I haven't seen. It feels quite fresh. I just think it's really, really great visual package. Now, I don't know how this is going to do. I think it's, because I'm so used to France setting stuff I think is like a really cohesive, put together, like Mercy was really, really great, and everyone had the hand thing going together and had a song with no meaning. It was very instant, and that kind of underperformed from my perspective. I think it came 13th or so. By the way, Twin Twin came last and come second last. I made a mistake earlier. Yeah, Mercy came 13th. I really love Raw. I think that was my top 3 that year. That came 16th. So that's what I was referencing earlier about Barbara coming second. I always felt that the French songs underperformed. So for that to come second was kind of like a big relief for me. I was like, no, they will get the good result. I think it was more just I liked those songs more than the general public did. I'm not fully sure what to expect from this result. I really do hope it does well. I would love to see us on the left side of the scoreboard. In terms of like ethnic bops, I think that a comparison to Shum is inevitable, and that's probably going to be done a lot, but it's a really obvious comparison because you've got to look historically what type of ethnic bops have actually had success. This does have a little bit a similarity to Water by Bulgaria, which came 5th in, I can't remember, 2007? Oh, boom, 2007. Okay, I did guess that. That wasn't me knowing, that was me guessing. And then obviously a comparison to Shum is absolutely inevitable. This has the same kind of crazy, like earthy, pagan, like just totally esoteric, eccentric individuality that Shum had. I don't know if I like it as much as Shum. I thought Shum was like next level, out there, crazy, brilliant. I think this is really, really great as well. It doesn't have the same instantness of the melody that I want to go back and listen to it again. As a performance, I love it. Like I love all the sounds and these different beckoning calls which sound like they come from different areas and feel really historical to me and really, really, really rich in cultural depth. But then the melody wise, it's not like, okay, I have to download this and listen to this again. Whereas with Shum, really, when I heard Shum, I actually properly had to listen to it like quite a few times each day. So yeah, I don't think it'll probably reach that same heights that Shum did. Shum came 5th. I think possibly top 10. I think the staging is really, 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 really memorable, and people are gonna really jump out that. I would love to see this get, what I would think with a fair result would be something maybe between 10th and 15th, maybe creeping up into the top 10 if their performance gets even better. And that would kind of reinforce for me that France are gonna get the position that I think is fair, and that they don't have this like slight underperformance thing, which was my perception before voila. I absolutely adore this on the competition because it just adds an extra dimension. It's different, it's unique, it absolutely and utterly stands out. It's risky as well. Like, if you look at the range of stuff that France is selling, Twin, and then Lisa Angel, let's not talk about that, and then Amir, Alma and Alma were in the same vein. Madame Monsieur had a different feel, Bilal had a different vibe going on, let's not talk about Tom Leb, and then Alvan Ahez. It's just lots of different styles of music, not always successful, but I like that they just seem to I find it hard to predict what they're saying. Like, we do feel like there's those French songs on C'est vous qui décidez, but it's not like they're sending them every year. Really, last year was that only super French song we had. We've only had that once. So I don't feel like they're repetitive or that they're sending a kind of recipe every year. I feel like we're always there's a possibility we'll get something fresh. I think France are absolutely brilliant in the competition. I think they're probably, of the big five, they are my favorite by quite a big distance. Let's do a mini ranking of my top five. This is how I would rank the top five: France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and UK. But that's pre this year, I wouldn't know. But yeah, France are my favorite, and they're also the top ranked one in my personal rankings as well, I think. I really wish them success and Eurovision Paris. Oh my god, that would be so good. I really hope that happens very soon in the next 5 to 10 years. I feel like they're making progress. They're really onto something, and the better that they do, the more it gives the UK a kick up the ass, because France and the UK have such a rivalry. It gives the UK a kick up the ass that they need to do better as well. Alright, that's what I think about Alvan Ahez singing Fulenn in Eurovision 2022. Please leave a comment in the comment section down below, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye.